Zip-a-Dee-do-da, zip-a-dee-ay. Hello folks, this is Bill at Bill-Reddoch Outdoors. Lately the Zip-a-Dee-do-da has been missing out of my days. But you know, I remember as a young boy, my mama took me to the picture show. I went and saw Uncle Remus and that song Zip-a-Dee-do-da, and it brightened everybody's day up. And even as a young boy, I'd be feeling bad and I would start singing Zip-a-Dee-do-da, zip-a-dee, and my oh my, what a wonderful day. And I'd get to feeling better the first thing you know it. And even now, still as an old man, when things ain't going too good, that pops into my mind and I start singing, Mr. Bluebird on my shoulder, it's the truth, it's actual, everything is satisfactual. The next thing you know, I got a smile on my face and I'm feeling better than I did before. But I had a buddy that asked me, he said, Bill, do you ever use a cane? And I said, yeah. And he says, well, I got something I want to give you. And I want y'all just to look at this right here. This guy took about a 6-inch post and he went to carving on it. Man, look at that. Is that not something? Even got the rattles on the tail. It just amazes me the detail that he put into this thing. I told y'all I fish cause I love it. It ain't cause I'm good at it. The first cast, I lost my whole rig up there in some limbs. Y'all look up there in that tree. Let's try that again. Well, at least I didn't hang up in the limbs. Bass hit my float and spit it back out. A bass hit my float again, right at my feet, like it scared me to death. A smart fisherman would tie on some top water and catch a couple of them things. I ain't never claimed to be smart. I ain't got no top water with me. Whoop, look at that. Golly. They small, but they fun. Folks, it ain't always easy to catch fish. I'm no professional, but I do know this. If what you're doing is not working, try something else. Change up whatever you're doing. I love to use the heavier lead first because I can cast that further. If I ain't biting on that, I'll switch up to the medium one. And after a while, I'll go to that little bitty one. But the only thing about that little bitty one is I can't cast it very far. So I got to thinking, how could I cast it further? So I got me a float that's got a little bitty weight on the bottom, which makes it cast further. Start out shallow and go deeper with it as you go, because if the fish is up high, you don't want to be below them. But you make a few casts, and if it don't catch one, drop it down a little further, drop it down a little further. Maybe you'll catch a fish, and you can kind of figure out a pattern of what's going on. And what's happened today is they like this little bitty one. I also figured out they want a real slow retrieve. There he is. Get out from under that limb. Now what these fish is doing, they real finicky today. And I'm fishing that jig under that float. And I'll move it just a little bit and let it sit. Move it just a little bit and let it sit. And then I'll creep it just a real slow retrieve. And I stop it. If you can leave that thing in front of his face long enough, you just about can aggravate him into biting it. Sometimes you just gotta slow way down. I declare I stay tangled up more than a kid. But we fishing. There he is. Oh. Oh, don't get hung up in that limb. There he is. Oh, come on, boy. God, leave that thing's running. Look at that little old crappie. You know, the other morning, Miss Janice raised her voice at me. And she said, "You don't hear a thing that I say." I thought, that's a mighty strange way to start a conversation. Speaking of strange things, I was in town the other day, and I was walking down the street, and I found a hat full of money. And then in a few minutes, this crazy guy with a guitar was chasing me. Whoa. Whoa, here we go. Man, don't get tangled up in them limbs. Come right through that gap. There you go. What about that? Man, it's good to be out fishing. Because I need to do something for exercise. I missed going to the gym this morning again. I think that makes 5 years in a row. Fishing's not the same every day. I don't catch them every time I go, and I'm sure you don't either. But if you want to increase your odds, don't do the same thing over and over and over if you're getting no results. Change up, whether it be, you know, varying your retrieve or putting on a float and suspend your bait at different depths or whatever. Just experiment and try something until you get a bite or two. And if you can ever put together some kind of little pattern, it'll help you to increase your catches. And always remember, whether you at work or play, I hope you have a nice day. This is Bill-Reddoch Outdoors. See y'all.